So, how is the guide created? Typically, the steps required to complete installation of an accessory are captured either as photos or as a PDF. Power Automate and AI Builder seamlessly take these documents, and the information is extracted using a trained AI model. This immediately creates the first version of a guide. Without any delay, it's available on Dynamics 365 Guides, thanks to seamless integration between Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform. Once it's been signed off by a supervisor, team members in San Antonio can hit the ground running. Now for Toyota, another key priority is scale. When they've created something great, they want to share it out across the entire company as quickly as possible. No problem, Microsoft gets that. So this guide is available to every employee at every site immediately. While each team member is using the guide, they're getting real-time analysis. Colby suspects that one of the steps is taking too long, and that there's room to make the process more efficient. He checks his assumption using Power.
Not only does Xerox use the Power Platform for their own internal purposes, but they also use the Power Platform to enable their customers to be more productive. One of the most common paper processes to automate is working with different types of forms. Lexitas is a small law firm that works with Xerox, and they have to process over 1,500 exhibits every single month with different types of forms and different types of layouts. Before this process was transformed, it took them over 250 hours every month to process these forms. This is not unique to law firms. It's something that spans industries and organizations. Many different companies take paper sales orders, like you see here, and enter them into legacy web portals or legacy applications. It's a ton of wasted time manually copying data back and forth. Luckily, Xerox found the Power Platform's document automation solution that we ship as a starter kit for anybody to process the automation of forms and documents. The starter kit provides a way to automatically import documents and then to use the intelligence of AI Builder to analyze them and get the content automatically. Our AI supports all the different types of content, from simple text fields to more complex layouts like multi-page tables. Let's take a look at what Xerox did to establish this process using the Power Platform. I'll be playing the role of Corey, who is in the center of excellence at Xerox. The first thing Corey did is he labeled the data inside of AI Builder. Anyone can do this. It doesn't require a degree in machine learning to label data. You can just select on the form what field you want to pull information from. In this case, the purchase order appears at the top right, and then I can label the customer name. That's how easy it is to teach AI Builder where each field lives. New, AI Builder also supports different types of objects, like checkboxes on forms, as well as tables. And these tables aren't just simple tables, they can be complex tables too. Here, you can see how it has different rows of data inside of a larger overall row. These layouts are a breeze for AI Builder to pull this information into the platform. The next step is to automate this data with a Power Automate Cloud Flow. This flow template has been included in the document automation starter kit that Xerox is using. The first thing you can see here is we have those same collaboration features that Ryan was talking about earlier, including co-presence, so you can see when other people are inside your flow, and commenting. In this case, one of my colleagues has noted that there's an opportunity here to use Power Automate for Desktop to automatically take the order data and enter it into a legacy web application. So let's see how easy it is to use Power Automate for Desktop. One of the things that really excites me is that Power Automate is now included inside of Windows 11. That means no matter what type of task you want to do to automate on your PC, you can do that at no additional cost without having to discover and download a new program. There are over 1 billion Windows devices out there, so we're really excited about all the different types of tasks that people will start optimizing. My colleague has built out this flow and shared it with me, so all I need to do is check it out and see if I need to add 1 or 2 additional steps to get it working. The Power Automate experience in Windows 11 is extraordinarily easy to use. It just requires drag and drop of any of the hundreds of actions that we have, or using our built-in recorder. This is a single, unified recorder that makes it possible for you to record your actions no matter what application you're using, be it an app on the web or a Win32 app. Today, I want to automate putting data into this legacy web sales application so I can just hit record. And as I interact with the different elements on the screen, you can see Power Automate is automatically identifying the elements of the screen and knows when I enter new data. I'll save these new actions into the desktop flow here, and I could just as easily adjust the logic with a little bit of drag and drop. Now that I have a flow that can enter all the information into the form, I can return to my main flow and add a Power Automate for Desktop step. This is just as easy as adding any one of those thousands of different actions that we have across over 500 connectors. It asks if I want to run in attended or unattended mode. Another new feature we have for Ignite is for unattended. You can now use Azure Virtual Desktop to scale out your infrastructure. So if you have a flow like this one that needs to run whenever there's an order coming in, you can have a cluster of machines that have been set up in Azure Virtual Desktop to automatically scale up or down based on when the forms are arriving. I've passed the data from AI Builder into that desktop flow, so now I can test it out. What's great about testing inside of Power Automate is you don't need to go submit another order again through whatever pipeline you formerly used. Instead, Flow can just reuse the existing data from previous forms that have been submitted. Once I kick off the test, I get a live view as the flow runs, so I can know exactly what step it's on and how long each part of the flow is. The first part of the flow is using that model I created in AI Builder, extracting that information from the form. You can see that took about 15 seconds. Now it's going to go launch that desktop flow on my machine, using the data that has been passed in from the form. But look, I'm not touching the keyboard, I'm not touching the mouse. This is all happening automatically from the desktop flow. The first thing it's going to go do is it's going to fill in the customer information, then the purchase order data, then the primary contact, and it's going to fill in the data from those tables. All of the line items from the paper form that need to be submitted can be put into this web form. Imagine how much time this is saving. In fact, Xerox found that automations like this can save up to 30% of people's time. It's taking away all this manual typing and data entry from the user and having a bot do it automatically. Did you see how fast that ran? Corey was able to build a solution in Xerox that in just a minute transformed what was previously a tedious, error-prone task of taking data into these forms into something that can run in the background automatically. That's the promise that Xerox is now bringing to their customers. And we're excited to bring these new capabilities in Power Automate to everybody in this release wave.